Hey Selectors, I'm Jack and this is the assist line. Factions are forming in the new WIXOSS set, Divisions Diva, and Selectors fighting in this conflict will have to pick a side. Divisions Diva is coming on January 31st, 2025, and as its name implies, this set is all about dividing the WIXOSS world. Three factions, the War Division, the Defense Division, and the Liberation Division, have emerged and alliances between LRIGs have been formed. Guzuko and Carnival have joined hands to lead the War Division, MC Lion and Dr. Tamago command the Defense Division, and Rill and Eldora share the dream of the Liberation Division. Each of these factions has enlisted their own lineup of Signy, all typed and locked into their faction's allegiance to fight in their own unique ways to come out on top in this new conflict. Each side also gets a unique piece that supports their strategy. Every LRIG from these new factions has a new center, and each new center has a partner Signy, their most trusted general, to lead their Signy into battle. So, who will emerge victorious in this new set? Well, Selectors, let me introduce your combatants and their allies. Starting with the War Division, we have two new centers, Guzuko in black and Carnival in green. The Signy lineup for the War faction share their colors. We all know that war isn't cheap, and thus the War faction runs on coins. You gain a lot of coins for playing the War faction, and when you spend them, your Signy do unique and powerful things. There are a litany of useful abilities to spend your coins on, but money isn't infinite, so the only way you'll win with the War faction is to spend wisely. Let's talk about the centers, the Peace, and the Signy. Guzuko's new center lets you discard a War Division Signy once per turn to give a Signy minus 5k. When she comes in, you can salvage a War Division Signy, and once per game, on top of the 5 coins that Guzuko naturally gives you, you can gain 5 more coins. Once you use that ability, coins can only be spent on Signy and spells for the rest of the game. Guzuko's partner, Coin Toss, gives a Signy minus 5k every turn, or minus 8k if you spent a coin this turn. Once per turn, you can pay a black and 3 coins to salvage any War Division Signy. In green, Carnival lets you enter charge 2 War Division Signy from your trash when she's played. Once per turn, you can pay green and grab any War Division Signy from your enter. And once per game, again, on top of the 5 coins that Carnival gives you, you get another 5 coins with the same restriction that you can now only spend coins on Signy and spells. Carnival has a green partner Signy that each turn lets you pay 1 green to give her Lancer, or S-Lancer if you've spent 3 or more coins. Conveniently, you can spend a coin to give her plus 3k until the end of your opponent's next turn, as many times as you want. The War Division piece, Power of Struggle, has 4 modes. You can choose 2, or if you exceed 4, choose 3. You can put 2 War Signy from your trash onto the field, give a War Signy S-Lancer, put the top 10 cards of your opponent's deck into their trash, or give all of your Signy plus 10,000 power until the end of your opponent's next turn. As you might have guessed, the Signy in the War Division do traditionally green and black things, like giving minus power, milling your opponent, salvaging Signy, enter charging, and getting Lancer. But if you spend coins, a lot of those abilities get better. Instead of minus 5k, you might get minus 8k, and instead of Lancer, you might get S-Lancer. Some Signy have abilities that only activate if you've already spent coins this turn. So keep your treasury stocked and spend the war chest carefully if you decide to fight for the War Division. But if you're not the violent, brutish sort, you might side with MC Lion and Dr. Tamago in the Defense Division. White and blue are absolutely colors you'd associate with defense in WIXOSS, and the traditional themes of big walls, discarding, enter starving, and guard recursion are all part of the Defense Division's strategy. But the special power of the Defense Division makes these abilities a lot stronger. These are gates. When you play the defense piece and a defense LRIG, you can put up to 2 of these in any of your Signy zones. Many of the Defense Division Signy get special abilities if you have a gate on your field. And if you place a Defense Division Signy on a Signy zone with a gate, they can become impenetrable walls, sometimes getting tons of extra power, shadow, or powerful discard and trashing abilities. Both Lion and Tamago offer some different strategies for Defense Division players. In blue, Dr. Tamago freezes your opponent's LRIG when she comes into play. And once per turn, you can down a Defense Division Signy to draw a card, or have your opponent discard a card. Once per game, Tamago will put a gate into one of your Signy zones. Dr. Tamago's partner Signy gives all Signy that are placed on gates protection from spells, and at the start of the attack phase, you can pay 2 blue and bottom deck any Signy. MC Lion in white lets you top check 5 and field a Defense Division Signy when she's played. Once per turn, you can down a Defense Division Signy to return a Signy with 8k or less power to your opponent's hand, and once per game, she also gives you a gate. MC Lion's partner Signy lets you pay 2 white and up her when she attacks, making her lose all abilities, but able to attack again. She also gives all Signy on gates plus 2k. The defense piece, Opened Gate, obviously gives you a gate, and for the rest of the game, it gives your center LRIG the following ability. If you exceed 4, you can either draw 4 cards or gain a Signy barrier. Building a good defense will take a good amount of forethought and planning as to what Signy you place on your gates, when to play them, and when to put down your gates. But if you can master it, the defense division can trash, discard, bottom deck, and starve its opponent out in a long game of impossible attrition. Take it from me, it's very challenging to fight. But maybe that's not really your thing. Maybe you're more of the hot-headed, freedom-loving, all-or-nothing fighter. Well, Rill and Eldora are calling your name, heading up the explosive Liberation Division, combining the most aggressive and explosive elements of red and blue. The Liberation Division plans to rise against the War and Defense Divisions by taking advantage of that very mechanic, Rise. Liberation Division Signy can be placed under other Liberation Signy to share their powerful abilities, and both new centers make good use of that. The Liberation Division Rill vanishes any Signy when she comes into play, and once per turn you can pay 1 and a red to place any Signy with Rise from your trash onto your field. Once per game, you can choose up to 2 Liberation Signy in your trash and put them under other Liberation Signy on your board. Her partner Signy, Simon Bull, can call any Liberation Signy from the trash to rise with her, and for 2 red, she can vanish anything with 12k or less power, and for 5 coins and 1 enter, she gets Assassin or Double Crush. Eldora draws 2 when she's played, and once per turn lets you draw or enter charge if you have 2 Signy under other Signy on your board. And once per game, she does the same thing as Rill, letting you put 2 Liberation Signy from your trash under 2 other Liberation Signy already on your board. Eldora's partner Signy makes your opponent discard a card every turn, or if you have 2 cards under Signy on your field, discard at random instead. The Liberation Division piece is an explosive burst of gas and aggression. Draw 3 cards, then if you discard a Liberation Signy, crush one of your opponent's life cloth. Then for the rest of the game, you can exceed 4 to place 2 Liberation Signy under other Liberation Signy on your board. As for the Liberation Division Signy, they have abilities like making your opponent discard cards, letting you pitch and draw, and banishing Signy. But when you place them under other Liberation Division Signy, those abilities are not only shared with the Signy above them, but also powered up. From discarding at random to enter burning and free draws, Liberation Signy give each other big boosts when they rise together. You can use these abilities to make powerful and aggressive plays, smashing through your opponent's board, hand, enter, and life cloth. If this sounds like your cause, then rise with the Liberation Division. So those are where the lines are drawn in Divisions Diva, between War, Defense, and Liberation. The set is mostly centered around these, but it also introduces some other good stuff, like 2 very efficient modal assist LRIGs, and a new piece that lets you top check 5 and add up to 3 cards that share up to 3 colors with the LRIGs on your field to your hand or enter in any combination. You'll be seeing all of these new LRIG deck tools in the new Divisions decks, and powering up any other decks you might encounter in this new meta. And with that, selectors, the battle lines have been drawn. Who will you fight for in Divisions Diva? I'll be looking at joining the fight with you real soon. And thanks for using the assist line. Thank you for calling the assist line. The WIXOSS media you requested is complete. However, please stay on the line for more content. To subscribe and receive more WIXOSS content, please press the subscribe button on your screen now. The assist line values your feedback and encourages you to leave your comments in the indicated section. To repeat this media, press the replay button on your device.